All right. I am so fucking tired of the world being so fucking loud. Um, that I can't stop thinking about talking to myself on the microphone. No. I can't stop fucking thinking about just soundproofing my whole entire house, but because I just can't fucking focus with all of this noise going on. That I'm not creating. And it's so selfish because inside of my head, I'm like, fuck noise. I don't like noise. I like my life quiet and I need places to think. But, in turn, when I'm making a bunch of noise, I think it's like music. And that's such bullshit. But it's so humble that I can go back in my psyche and be like, yeah, I'm a bullshit artist because I don't want people doing what I'm not doing basically, or what I can't do, or what I don't like. I don't know. But if I didn't have that, let's look at the opposite side of things. Like if I just said, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do and not give a fuck about anybody and be this egotistical maniac like I used to be. And I had two sides of that where I thought the world revolved around me, and another side where it's like it doesn't revolve around me, but I'm basically gonna do whatever the fuck I want. And both of those things got out of hand. So it's like I have to balance my excuse me. I have to balance my life where it's like I have to live in servitude of other people and servitude mainly to God. But I also have to like stand up for myself and, you know, not 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 being an asshole at the same time, but being confident in my values. Like when I have people coming into my life randomly to like ask me to do shit and I really don't want to do it, I'm not gonna do it. And I don't do it. Nine times out of the ten. And it's gonna be people that try to like force me to do shit that I don't want to do. And I'm not gonna do it, obviously. And that could get me into trouble, depending on whether it's a cop or, somebody with a certain amount of power. I'm probably gonna have to do it. But, in terms of my humility versus my non-conformity, it's just a hard balance to, get between the everydays of life. Like I get annoyed by every single sound that there is. It annoys the living shit out of me. One of the reasons why I can't have kids, cause well, I don't want kids at this moment. Not that I can't. I easily can ski inside any girl that I fucking want to and make a baby. But I don't want to take care of them right now because I'm trying to take care of my fucking self. Also, I don't like noise, and kids make a lot of fucking noise, and so do adults, and so do dumbass people out fucking side who irritate the shit out of me. And so does these fucking fireworks that are about to come next month on the 4th of fucking July. But not just the 4th of July, the entirety of the fucking month of July, which is something that I dread and I've been dreading for the past 2 weeks because I said, oh shit, July is coming. And it's not just one day, it's the entire end of the fucking month. People are going to be blowing fireworks and it's going to get on my fucking nerves. Then I have like the moment where it's like nobody gives a fuck. They don't care. They're gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do, and they're already doing it. They're already popping fireworks, and to me they sound like gunshots. And it's one thing. Oh yeah, you're looking outside and you're seeing these things, and I've been having like thoughts about reality versus who I am as a person. And it's like I just listened to Guy Ritchie talk about it. It's like when you go outside and your ego, whatever you think of yourself, is kind of destroyed and you're actually like forced to reality. You look at how reality is so loud and bold and they don't really care and everybody is just blending in versus when I'm at home or when I'm in my zone in a booth or wherever the fuck I'm in my zone at, doesn't really matter. The world isn't so loud. I'm loud in my head or outside, just talking or doing whatever puts me in the zone. I'm kind of like zoned out and I really don't give a fuck about reality of the world as much, you know. But it's like you have society's rules and then you have your rules. And you decide which one you want to follow. Well, there's laws in society that you need to follow for your own good, unless you want to be in jail. But in terms of everything else that is in a gray area, you can kind of just do whatever the fuck you want. And you can't do that as a kid, obviously, because you have to listen to a world of adults, and everybody's an adult. But when you become an adult, you don't gotta listen to nobody. You can basically tell people to fuck off, and that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years. Literally just telling people to fuck off and doing my own thing. And I've been fairly successful with every single thing that I've done, and people have come and gone. And I take a lot of things out of context because I'm sensitive to stupid shit, and that doesn't really matter, and stuff that actually does matter. But I think the most important thing that I've gained is my balls as a man to kind of just tell people to fuck off. And like, I don't really care about their feelings, and in turn I've gotten kind of cold. But the world is cold. The world is a lethal place. If you are a person of thin skin, you will get demolished. And I'm a person who tends to be vulnerable in reality, but in the reality is, if I see everybody as just an average person, like I am, I don't think I would be vulnerable. And you have many different people that have, when I study people, I find out who they really are, whether they're gay, whether they're straight, whether they're an angry person, a depressed person, a happy person, a fake happy person, like a completely delusional person, whether they think like life is all good or all fake and shit. And whether they think everybody gets along, or whatever the fuck they think about the world, whatever it is truly to them, um i get a I get a glimpse of it when you listen. When you listen, people will tell you shit. When you talk, you'll tell the world who you are as a person, whether you realize it or not. And you just have to be okay with that, I guess. There's a lot of things that people hide, and they should be hiding. In terms of themselves, in terms of their nastiness, their ugliness. And the reason why I don't like living in reality, because I have to realize that I ain't shit. Like I'm nothing. Like I'm nothing. Like I don't exist, basically. And I hate that because my whole entire life was basically about building my identity, you know? To say to drop that identity and say that it's worthless is really hard for me to do, because when you think about it, you got to think about the fact that when you were a kid, nobody listened to you because you're a fucking kid. Nobody cared. Nobody gave a fuck about your emotions. When you're a teenager, they kind of took it a little bit more seriously because you can articulate yourself and you have ideas that kind of make sense, but you're still a kid in the world's eyes. When you're in high school, oh no, you're a person with values, and your shit actually matters because you can tell the truth and you have logic and reasoning behind it, but you're still in school, so don't get cocky. That type of attitude, which was bullshit, because we could probably outwork each and every one, excuse me, each and every one of our teachers in some of the fields that they do. There's teachers that are really smart and could out-teach most of the fucking teachers in their class, and then you have average teachers that learn curriculums and teach it and write shit on the board, and then you have teachers that are completely bullshit and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just here for a fucking paycheck. Now you can't tell somebody. It's like if you look at the average student versus the dumb student versus the fucking genius students that get straight A's, principal honor rolls. Now you put that principal's honor roll student against a teacher that is dumb as fuck, in terms, not dumb, because they're still a teacher, but like they're dumb as fuck at teaching their fucking class. Now you put that honor roll student versus that teacher, and you fucking turn around, and that dumbass teacher is having a bad day or whatever. He has dumbass students, like 180 of them, and he decides he wants to take that out on a smart kid. And the smart kid is like, "Oh fuck no, boy! I would trip your ass up and tell you what you don't want to hear, which is basically, I could teach this class for you, and you can go home, and I can take your fucking paycheck." Now they don't want to hear that at all, because that's the fucking truth. So you got to look at that versus, the dumb teacher versus the smart student, and you got to look at the dumb adults versus the smart kids, you know. It don't matter what your age is. If you step out of line, you gonna get your ass embarrassed. And that's for everybody, including myself. So it's like, you know, there's certain things that some kids don't know about the reality of the world, and there's some kids that have been born in poor as fuck neighborhoods with, they had a shitty life their entire life. And then you have, a teacher or an adult that's like basically trying to coach them and, keep them away from shit. And they don't even know that saw that shit. They saw that shit before they could talk, basically. And they've seen every single thing that they're trying to keep them away from. So it's like it's really nothing that they can teach them in terms of the darkness of the world. So they're kind of like out of place as a role model or parent or a teacher, whatever the fuck that is. And and then there's some kids that have no idea what that is because they've been kept away. So what am I saying at this point? Basically what I'm saying is everybody is different, and you can't necessarily judge a book by its cover, blah blah blah. But like, I think I, what I'm really saying is everybody kind of is the same. They're not the same because everybody has differences, obviously, that need to be heard. But they are the same in terms of experiencing in this world. In the terms of identity, everybody has their little thing that they like, they're good at, and they kind of put that on top of themselves, label themselves as that, and that's why they feel they can do or say whatever they feel that they can do. And I do it, you know. Athletes do it. They think because they're a basketball player, or musicians do it. Pretty girls do it. Buff dudes do it. Construction, like it doesn't matter who you are or what you do, whether it's your appearance, whether it's your skill, whether it's your money, whatever the fuck it is. You're gonna, attach yourself to that because that's what you see all the time. That's what you have, or that's what you've been born with. Um, but none of that shit matters to you or to them, vice versa. It doesn't matter to you when, you're looking at somebody who's very attractive and they always get compliments and they don't really care about nothing but their looks. Or if somebody's rich and they have money, you know, or somebody is very talented or very smart, none of that shit really matters. It's about how they treat people. But is it? Is it at the same time? I mean, yes, how they treat people, but like, does it really matter? Like, if it really matters, like, is gonna stop you from being jealous of that person? Like, put it to you this way, if they're a good person and they have money and they're attractive and they have a lot of skill and they're nice to people, isn't that gonna make you look like shit? In one of those ways, one of those 4 ways, and it's gonna make you look less than something. Is all of those things, is it not gonna make you jealous? Versus they having all of those things, good looks, money, a lot of skill, but they're an asshole. Are you gonna be less jealous of that person? Maybe, because it's like you can see all those things like, okay, well, I'm not an asshole. I don't have money. I don't have good looks. I don't have as much skill as that person does, but I'm not an asshole, so that makes me better. No, it doesn't. It just makes you you. It doesn't make you fucking anything. If they're a good person and you get jealous of all of those things, you're still you, you know? And that's for real, what it's about is about being yourself and taking all of those things that you think makes you yourself, because none of that shit matters at all. None of it. None of that shit matters at all. Um, but we make it seem like it matters when it really doesn't. It doesn't matter at all because uh I mean, money matters, obviously. Looks kind of matter and skill matters. But like, if you fuck with the person, you fuck with the person. If you don't fuck with the person, you really just don't give a fuck about what they have. And if you don't care about the person, you don't care. So it's like, but when it comes to you, when it comes to like who you are as a person, that matters. You kind of want enough money to go do whatever you want. You kind of want to look good, smell good, you know. You kind of want to have some type of hygiene and good looks or appearances that you can work with to kind of like up your business, and you want to have some type of skill so you can work and, do what you need to do to succeed. Um, excuse me, I have pizza in here, wrapping it up. Um, you you want to have all of these things, but those things don't make you you. It's so confusing because you work so hard for those things. Some of you, not all of you. You work hard for something though. You work hard to be a better version of yourself. But then you get there and you're like bored. You're like, okay, this is it. This is who I am. That's it. This is it for real. And you kind of just like fucking sit there like, Jesus, I thought that there was more. It's not more to this. Oh, it's just another thing that I gotta work for. Well, fuck. I thought there was gonna be something. And no matter what you do, it all just comes back to you. Like you, who you are and shit. Like it don't matter what you chased, what you don't like, the labels that people put on you, the labels that you put on yourself, the negativity, the positive. It doesn't fucking matter. Like none of it fucking matters at the end of the day. But like it does matter. It's like if I didn't have all these things, it feels like I wouldn't be me, but I would be me. I would. It's just so hard. So when I go in reality and I get exposed for what I really am, it hurts. Sometimes. Sometimes it hurts. It hurts, uh, cause I'm a type of person that overthinks a fuck ton. Like, cause I'm so conscious of myself and self-important and egotistical. In my head, I'm always thinking about what the next person is thinking instead of just being inside of myself and being okay with myself, you know? But it's hard to do that when you're broke. Even if you're rich, it's harder. It doesn't matter. Like, the anxiety that I have that everybody has, not everybody, some people are very confident in themselves, and, it's easy to be jealous of them, but you don't know how hard they work to get to that place. And I think you get to that place of being confident by surrounding yourself in the people and the things that make you confident in yourself, not in anything else. Because you're always going to have things that are advertised to you that are like, oh no, this is the next big thing. This is the shit you should be wearing. This is the shit you should be eating. There's commercials everywhere, not just on TV, not just on radio, but like actual people trying to sell you bullshit that you don't want. And you have to decipher that, versus stuff that you really fucking want, you know? And that stuff that you really want might be embarrassing. It might be, you know, a critical hit if somebody makes a comment about it, about the shirt that you're wearing, the shoes that you're wearing, the hat that you're wearing, the attire, the stuff that you actually truly like versus what they like or what they think you should like, you know? And that's hard. That's the hard truth. People are not going to like that. But, you have to be confident in what you like and say why you like it and explain it to them, even though they might be like, nah, dog, that's fucking retarded. Yeah, that's stupid as shit. Let's talk about these Jordans, though. Let's talk about this Nike hat that I'm about to buy for $600. That type shit. Because I don't know if the person that's advertising that towards you is trying to like oppress you or anything, but obviously it's not that impressive if you don't like it as much. If you're trying, because when you go out into the world, you're gonna have a lot of people advertising you bullshit. Like for real. Like, I mean, just listen to television. I mean, listen to all of the ads that come before your YouTube video or your song that you're listening to or your show that you're about to watch. If you don't have ad block or the premium version of that app that you're using or listening to, obviously, obviously you're going to see commercials all day. And you obviously got to be prepared and um ready for all of that bullshit that's going to be thrown at you. And you have to be real to yourself, which is like tiring. It's tiring to be real. It is not like being real is the thing that is not enjoyed. Because when you being real, you can be hated. You can be made fun of, you can be bullied, you can be laughed at. It's hard to be real. Being real is not an enjoyable thing most of the time. It's a lot of suffering. But it depends how you look at it. If you look at it as as a positive attitude, oh yeah, that person laughed at me because of my shoes, because they're not new and they're dirty, or they laughed at me because I have a Sonic shirt on, or a shirt that's not Nike or Adidas. It doesn't have a name brand logo on it. It's just a regular fucking shirt, or it's not a Versace belt or whatever the fuck it is, you know, versus, well, I didn't spend that much money on it, so I ain't lose that much money on it. And I could buy the stuff and I bought it and I like it and I really like it and I really don't give a fuck about this person's opinion. So he could take it and they can shove it up their ass. Cause I know that I'm real and I know that I liked it and I know that's why I bought it. So he can make fun of it, but you know, that's life, and I guess the thing that goes to my head a lot is like, what if choose what bill? If you could choose a bill, the most expensive bill that is draining your pockets, your wallet. What how many opinions from other people? How many dollars you think those opinions will pay off on that bill? Their opinions don't pay shit. If you if you focus on people opinions, if you take them like they're dollars, you're gonna be broke. Or not only you're gonna be broke mentally and emotionally broke, you're gonna be like financially broke. Because if you base your life choices on people's expectations and assumptions on how you should live your life, dog, you're gonna basically just be following every single person that's out there. And their ideas and opinions most of the time suck for you, and they're not right for you. Your opinion is most of the time right for you, unless it's something like bad that you're about to like. Don't do crack, don't do cocaine, like don't do no stupid obvious shit that can fuck your life up, obviously. But when it has, to do with personal shit, like buying shit, when it has, do with your money, you spending money on something that versus what you really like, something simple like, oh, you like strawberry ice cream? Nah, dog, you gotta get chocolate. What? I don't gotta get shit. It's my money, bruh. If you don't back your hot breath ass up, get the fuck out of unless you about to buy a chocolate one for me, but I don't even want chocolate, so you have to buy me another strawberry. So unless you about to spend that money, shut the fuck up. And that's basically how you have to treat every single option in your life. Now that can come across as arrogant, but it's supposed to, because it's true and it's real. It's not nice. It's not what they want. You know what I'm saying? And just kind of like backtracking a little bit in terms of me running my business, I have to serve people. I know that. But I also know that I have to be in line with what I want to put out for the people. Because if I'm like, oh, what does this person want? Yeah, their ideas are kind of good. Maybe I should go with that. Or maybe I should just do what I want and people will follow me. Yeah, but that takes a long time and I'm not really making no money right now. So maybe I should just follow this one person. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should be a nice person. Maybe I should just do what they want me to do and live my life for them. And it works kind of because if you listen to the people, they can give you good ideas, but they're also going to give you a lot of shitty ideas that don't work. So you have to go back to yourself and be like, okay, self, okay, me, what do I want to do today with my time? Because I might die tomorrow. I really might. I might not last the end of this day. So what do I want to do? Like it's my last day. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm either going to do nothing and that's going to be the last day of my life, doing nothing, chillaxing. Or I can do what the people want me to do, or I can do what I want to do, which is make something that I want to make and feel how I want to feel. But I constantly have to like balance myself in between those servitudes and confidence in doing what I want and doing what I feel. But there is no balance, is what I had to realize. Like I'm obviously um trying to find this line that I can walk on, but it doesn't exist. There is no perfection. There's only imperfection. And we always chase perfection so we can get better and better and better and better at what we do. But it really doesn't. I mean, it matters because for me, I want to make great content and I don't want to make shitty content. That's not something that I want to base my life off on. You have people that post amazing drawings every single day, excuse me. They post amazing pictures and amazing animations and amazing songs and music. And then you have the shit posters that literally post dumb shit. And that's what they do. And some of them are really good at it, shit posting. But that's not what I want to base my life on. I want to base my life on good content. But even the shit posters, they have quality shit posting and they have shitty shit posting. So, you know, it's like it's a competition with everything. It's a balance between everything. But, in terms of my balance, I could see when I made my Twitter page, when I made Zero Beast, I wanted this page to be all about Jet Set Radio. Like forever. That's what I thought it was going to be about. All Jet Set Radio shit. That's the only thing I'm putting up. That's going to be my target audience. Blah, 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 blah. But then I just started thinking, like, if I did only Jet Set Radio, that's what people are going to expect. And then, like, I thought about, okay, I gotta have 1 billion followers, or none of this is really going to happen. And then I got 100 followers, and I started seeing some patterns, like, okay, because I had a couple dick writers on my page. I had a couple of them, which is basically they like Jet Set. They like everything that I posted. I haven't had any haters yet, but I will destroy them whatever they pop up because I'm not a person that like haters. And I have to realize the more people that I get in my vicinity, whether they're dick riders or haters, I'm gonna have to deal with both. I'm gonna have to deal with everybody. And the more popular I get, the more people I gotta deal with. Or I gotta hire somebody to deal with these people professionally. But I don't wanna be professional. I wanna be real. Like I want realness to be my profession, which means I'm going to be going through these fucking hate commenters and shit and crushing them like it's nothing. So when they step on my page, they know that I'm real. And they know that I will go deep down and dirty with every single person that steps on my shit. Now, when I have 10,000 to 100,000 followers, that's not going to be as easy. So I might have to have a couple fans to go through and deal with that bullshit. And but no matter how many followers that I have, it's a difference between having a fuck ton of people that don't give a fuck about your shit and having real people that been there that actually give a fuck about your content and who you are for who. Hold on, my phone is going insane. Hold on. Okay, so you gotta have you're gonna have okay, you have to have real people in your section because Katy Perry has what, like 80 to 90 million followers. Those are most of those people are core followers. If you have the blogs and the newspaper magazines and the bullshit talkers and the stalkers that's just like all her shit but don't really follow. You have all of that. But you have core followers that really love Katy Perry because she went around the world. She's toured the world. I don't know how many fucking times. But she's been around the world touring with her music. And people really, really love her fucking. I love her music. I'm not a super fan, but I like Katy Perry, excuse me, since I Kissed the Girl, and I like it. I liked it. I love that song, and I've also met a girl that loved her since I Kissed the Girl. Um, and because if you build a fan base, a fake fan base, you're gonna have fake following. Meaning they're not gonna come to your shows. They're not gonna want to buy shit from you. And there's always gonna be people that can't afford to buy shit from you. They're not gonna want to comment. They're not gonna want to interact. They're not gonna want to do shit because they're fake following you. So you gotta have some real niggas in your section that like you for who you are, but also don't have time for your bullshit. It's like, yeah, it's like Kanye. Kanye rants a fuck ton, but people kind of, still listen to Kanye because, Kanye has done a lot. He's done a lot of shit. He's won 21 Grammys, made a short film, made millions of dollars, and he's mostly right about what he says, you know, like with his albums, his last 3 albums, they've been like, kind of a question mark at first. It starts off like, I don't really understand this album. And then, like, 5 years later, it's like, oh my God, that made so much. Why did we ever question Kanye ever? Like, what was the point? Why, how could we be so stupid? But Kanye already knew that. That's why Kanye did it. And it's like, yeah, he rants sometimes, but then, like, wait for it. Wait for it. Oh shit, he's about to make sense. He's gonna make sense. Wait for it. Boom. Then it happens. It was like, oh my God. So uh I kind of want to take the same approach in terms of being a servant to the people, but also doing what I want. Because if you do what people want you to do, all the people are going to do is say, "Oh, it's awesome. Yay, thank you. You did what I want. Are you going to do it again?" No, fuck you then. Why aren't you going to do what I'm telling you to do? Or they'll take a different approach and be like, and you work so hard for them and whatever the fuck they wanted you to do for them. And they're like, it's alright. It's not what I thought it was. Or they'll be like, nah, it sucks. It totally sucks. But this is what you wanted. Yeah, but it sucks. But this is what you told us to do. Yeah, but it sucks. So your idea sucks? Nah, what you did sucks. My idea was perfect. What I had in my head, it was perfect. It's the same thing that I do when I say I want a Sonic Adventure 3 to come out. And then it don't ever come out. And then I think about if it comes out, I might not like it. But if they do it right, I'll like it. So it's that. It's about, the same thing with me and vice versa. I might want somebody to do something, but then I might turn around and be like, it's so fucked up because they have $1 million company and they got thousands of employees, tens of thousands of employees that they got to worry about paying and doing all this animation work and marketing and everything that has to do with running a business. And then they got to worry about the fans that pay for it because they do pay for it. And they are the reason why they're famous and successful today because fans pay for it and they come out and they pay for shit. But at the same time, bro, we can be ruthless. Fans can be like, I'm a fan. I could be like, I'm not really looking forward to the next one because the last one was kind of, yeah, and that's fucked up, but it's real. And, on the other side, the business side of it, I'm doing what's right for my business. So Sega or Nintendo is definitely doing what's right for theirs. And unfortunately, that's like, that's not like really, that's not really what you call, it's not, it's not fucking good for the fans because the fans are basically saying fuck you to the fans. Like, I love you. Like, don't get it twisted, but fuck you, dog. You always like saying one thing and then at the end process, you're like, fuck it. That shit was wrong. And you never admit that you were wrong. You always admit that I'm wrong as a business. So you don't know what you're talking about, and I'm going to do what I want to do. And that's like, that's real. It's real. It's the truth. But like, it don't feel too good, and it probably doesn't feel good either when somebody works very hard for something and they put something out, and then you have people that love it, and then you have people that hate it. And unfortunately, the people that hate it are the majority, and then it also doesn't help when you have critics criticizing and not doing anything, but criticizing. And it it hurts business as well, but it's hard. It's hard to put out art that people do not like. And most people got to do it for a long time. Like Sega started off with nothing. Nintendo started off with nothing. And they're $1 billion business now. And they got to deal with a billion people being like, or nah, I don't really want to pay $40 for this. Or $20 or $30 for I don't want to go to GameStop to pay for this. And then you have broke ass artists that's like, you know what? I don't really want to retweet this. I'm gonna go to another page with something that I really like. And that's real, but all of it helps, you know. All of it helps. Retweets and likes can gain in popularity, but it can't pay you. Merchandise pays you as an artist. Games, that you can sell because you own the IP that can help you as a business. You know, and it's hard, to make games when you don't own the IP, which is the what is it called, the intellectual property rights or something like that. Which means you basically created uh Mario, Sonic the Hedgehog. So if anybody else tries to make a game off of that and get paid, you gonna get paid because that's your intellectual property. And if they infringe on that property right, they gonna get sued. And you gonna own their little project that they made, which is totally fair. But when you keep making shitty games and somebody else wants to do it better, I think they should get a little bit of money, you know, since they made the game and you ain't do shit. And you own the character. It's like Disney. If somebody like wants to put that on their cupcakes, they want to put Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse on their cake, and then Disney decides that they want to go to their store because their store is very fucking popular. Let's say they got 3,000 stores and they make over $3 million a year, and then Disney says, "Oh, you got Disney cakes. We want to cut of that. We want a slice of that cake that you making $3 million a year." And then you, the person who puts Minnie Mouse or SpongeBob or Naruto or Sonic or Mario on those cupcakes, all of those other companies may potentially come right after Disney gets a cut and say they want a cut too, because Disney got a cut. And that's their intellectual property rights. So you basically got to sit there and be like, you know what? You know what, motherfucker? You're not getting a cut. And then Disney says, okay, if we're not getting a cut, we're going to sue you. Okay, sue me. And then you got to worry about all them lawsuits, you know? So, or basically got to stop making Minnie Mouse or Mickey Mouse cupcakes. So you got to make a decision right there. Which one you going to do? Same thing when you're doing game development or you're using music scores that Nintendo has created. Let's say you want to make a Super Mario Brothers remix of the first level of the game. I don't know the first level of the game. What is it? 1/1 or 1-1? World 1, basically. You want to make a remix of that song. What is it? Let's say you want to make a remix of that, a glitch hop remix of that. And it gets very popular. It gets 20 million views. And you're getting ad revenue from YouTube and Spotify and SoundCloud. It's a hit, basically. And then Nintendo wants to come all the way from Japan. Let's say you did this in Germany or China or USA or Africa or South America, and it's a huge hit. Then Nintendo wants to come bring his little ass over here and be like, we want our cut because that's our our composing rights. And we don't give a fuck how popular you got. You're making money off of it. And we want that shit too. So it's like, God damn, dog. Don't you got enough money? How much is Nintendo worth? Millions, hundreds of millions of dollars? And you want my little 30,000 that I made off of your song? It's like you're being a little bit greedy here. But it is right because they own the rights. But it's like, nigga, you're a fucking millionaire. How much money do you need? Jesus. So those are some of the things that I gotta deal with. Cause I'm animating a lot of IP rights. And I've made a couple remixes of F-Zero and Sonic the Hedgehog. They aren't popular, but it's something that I have to worry about. If it did become popular and it was good quality and all that shit, I gotta worry about that. You know, and there's good things that can happen. Let's say the remix that I make gets inside of a game or gets inside of an introduction to a game. And it's like, it's good, but I mean, that's a good thing that can happen. You can get paid for your shit, even though they own it. That's a good thing, but it seldomly happens with huge corporations. Seldomly, and rarely. Excuse me, rarely happens. Not seldomly, because seldom is like often. You know, it never happens ever, unfortunately. And corporations are greedy. They want every penny of their money that they own. Um, but people have ideas and they don't work for corporations because corporations take those ideas, steal them, and make bank and leave the artist broke. And they made everything. I've seen it happen with Sega. I've seen it happen with Nintendo. I've seen it happen everywhere. Not everywhere. I've seen it happen a couple times though. You know, Sonic Riders is an entire stolen idea from a company. I forgot what the company is called, but it was basically a company that came to Sega with a hoverboarding idea. It was kind of like a bringing Tony Hawk to Sonic the Hedgehog, except it was a hoverboard. And he brung the idea without a lawyer, and he brung the idea to a head of Sega. And head of Sega said, "Oh yeah, bro, that's cool. We'll talk about it." Went back, made Sonic Riders, and took his idea, his initial idea, his hoverboard idea, and put it in a back slot, which was basically multiplayer. Like, oh yeah, here go your shit. And here go all our shit. This is all we did. We took your idea and we made it way better and we put your shit on multiplayer. Bitch. Thanks for the idea though. But we're a corporation. And that shit will happen to you every single time you bring an idea to a corporation without a lawyer. And, you know, it's so sickening. That's business though. That's business 101. Don't bring no idea to nobody unless it's completed and done and copyrighted. You know, or you'll get fucked for every dollar you got. Royally fucked. Like you're in jail and shit. You will get fucked for every piece of money that you got, and they won't care. I covered a lot today. I really don't think I have anything else to talk about. I talked about a lot of shit. I guess what I would want to end on is be yourself, work on your goals. Um, work on your goals. Don't tell nobody about your goals. Just keep your shit quiet. Work on them, complete them in silence and in solitude. Do them, complete them, copyright them in case you want to sell them. And yeah, live your life in secrecy in terms of your business. And the shit that's open, the shit, you know, keep that shit. The shit that's not private, keep that shit public. The shit that you can get paid off, keep that shit private. And you will be paid. As long as your, you know, everything, all your rights is set up. And it's crazy how fucked up this world is. But if you're prepared, you're prepared, and just learn everything that you need to know about business, and you should be okay. Really, truly. Um, because the only way you're gonna be successful is if you learn about the business. You can't just be in the business. You can't just be with business people. You have to know, or you will get crushed and all of your money stolen from you. Every single idea somebody else is gonna make bank off of. And don't tell your secrets to anybody in terms of your business ideals. Just be like, yeah, I got a couple ducks in a row. They be like, oh yeah, that's cool. And they'll be like, you ain't got shit. And you'll be the only one to know that. Whether you do or you don't. And just make things. Just make things, and let them be the demonstration of what you can do. And don't really tell everybody everything. Keep your mouth closed. In terms of your shit that you want to do, keep your mouth closed and just work on it. And don't let nobody know shit about what you got going on. Just show them the product. Don't worry about the ingredients and putting those together. Those gonna get put together when you do it. Just worry about the finished product. And when you show people finished products, they can be like, oh, "How the fuck did you do that?" And they're gonna think you did it yesterday. When you know and everybody that you work with know that it takes months, years even to do crazy shit like this product, even though they think you put it out yesterday. You know, and let them think whatever the fuck they want to go what they want to think and are going to think. Don't don't worry about them. Just worry about what you want to do in terms of what you're chasing versus what everybody else wants you to chase. And chase what is true to you and what's real to you. And understand that all of your ideas aren't perfect. They aren't the best. But if you know it can make money, and it probably will in this economy, just do it. Just do it. Try it out. Finish it. Put it out. See what happens. If it's a hit, it's a hit. If it's not, it's not. And just keep going.